Join me as we learn Chitas for today, Sunday, the first Torah reading of Parshas Vayishlach, chapter 32, verse 4. Last week's Torah reading we read as Yaakov left Lavan's home. He was now heading towards back to his home in the land of Canaan after being in Haran for 20 years. Knowing that over the passage of time, as his mother told him, Esav would be not as anxious to kill him. However, he still did not know where Esav was at and what Esav's feelings were towards him. At this point, Yaakov sent messengers. He couldn't risk the fact of sending regular messengers. And as we read, Malachim, angels, came to greet him, and he sent the angels to see and to tap where Esav was at and what Esav was thinking and feeling about him. Verse number 4. Vayishlach Yaakov malachim lefanav. And Yaakov dispatched angels ahead of him, El Esav Achiv, to go to his brother Esav, Arza Seir, land of Seir, stay Edom at the field of Edom. Rashi tells us and reminds us that because of Yaakov's fears, he didn't send regular people, but malachim. What kind of malachim? Malachim mamish, regular, real angels. Arza Seir. What is the word Arza Seir telling us? Means le'eretz Seir, to the land of Seir. Because kol teva shetzricha lamed b'tchilasa, anytime I have a word that has a lamed before it, hitilah kosov hey b'seifa. Whenever I would have to say to, so I would put a lamed before it, the pasuk puts a hey at the end instead, and the hey at the end makes it saying to, so as well in our case, arza means to the land of Seir. Verse 5. Vayitzavei some lemar, and he instructed them as follows. So thus you should say to my master Esav. So said your servant Yaakov. I have been with Lavan until now, and I have delayed my return until now because I was with Lavan. What does this mean? And over here, Rashi tells us what the word Garti means. I lived with Lavan. There are two interpretations that Rashi will tell us. Why does he use the terminology Garti? Because he's telling Esav, don't you worry about the blessings that I got from my father. I did not become a minister or important person in the place of Lavan. Eleger, I was like a stranger in a foreign land. There's no reason for you to hate me. Al birkas avicha, about the blessings that I got from my father. Sheberchani, that dad blessed me with. Hevik vir lachecha, that you will be a master to your brother. Shareli niskaimabi, because it never happened to me. That's one explanation. Davar acher, another explanation. Garti begematria taryag koloimar, that the word garti is the same numeric value as 613. Koloimar, meaning to say, Yaakov was telling him, im lovan arasha garti, I was with Lavan the evil, and still in all, though it was very difficult, taryag mitzvah shamarti, I still adhered to the 613 commandments. And I did not learn from his evil ways. The Torah now continues in verse 6. And I had an ox and a donkey. I have acquired much cattle, tzoin and sheep, ve'eved and bondsmen, ve'shivcha and bondswoman, ve'eshcha lahagid la'edoini. And therefore it is clear that all the blessings that I have are not from the things that my father blessed me about. And thereby I am sending word to you, my master, to find favor in your eyes. Rashi, why does he enumerate the things that he owns? Because over here Yaakov is still trying to appease Esav. And therefore he uses the terms and says, Abba Omar Li, father said to me, Mitala Shemaim, I'll have to do with having Nishmani Aretz from the fats of the land. Zu Ein Elohim Hashemayim V'Elohim Aretz. And look what I have that's not from heaven or not from earth. Sher v'chamer, oxen and donkeys, Derecheretz Leimer al Shvarim Harbe Sher. It is customary, the way people speak, that though they may have many oxen, they will use a singular term ox. Like a person tells to his friend, Balayla Korat Harnagel, at night the rooster called. He doesn't say many have called. And and I'm sending to tell my master, Leidia, why am I telling this to you? Shani boilecha, I'm coming to you, limtzechein beinecha. What's the whole reason why I'm coming to meet you? Is to find favor, Shani shalem, to show that I am complete with you. Mevakesh avasecha, and I'm looking to find your love, and I'm looking to get along. I am not looking to be your ruler, to be in charge of you. Verse 7. Yeshuva malachim, and the angels returned. Lamer saying, Banu alachicha Esav, we came to your brother Esav, v'gam hoilech likrascha, he knows he's also coming to greet you, he's coming towards you. However, va'arba meyes ishima, he has 400 men with him. Banu alachicha Esav, Rashi tells us, we came to your brother Esav. What is it saying? Shayisa Eimer, you may be saying, Achiyu, he's my brother, because as Yaakov says, go to my brother. Avalhu, but he, noyeg imcha ke'esav harasha. He is still treating you like Esav the wicked, oidenu b'sinasa, he still hates you. There are commentaries that say not only 400 men, that there was 400 generals that had each one of them a platoon of 400 men. The Rebbe explains on this verse, on the last 3 verses, where Yaakov addresses to Esav, im lovan garti, and then he tells him that he was by Lavan vayhilisher v'chamer. That over here, Yaakov was telling Lavan, I was with Lavan. Vayhilisher v'chamer, the ox and the donkey, I am ready for the time of the Mashiach. Chamer, which alludes to the king that Mashiach will come on a donkey. And therefore, he tells him, what about you, Esav, are you ready for Mashiach as well? Meaning that I've already done cleansing the sparks that were by Lavan. I have already elevated everything that was there. I did the 613 commandments. However, in order for Mashiach to come, we know that it also has to come that Esav has to recognize the greatness of Hashem. So therefore, he's saying to the angels, asking them, are you ready is Esav ready as well? Are you Esav ready? The angels come back and tell him, no, Banu alachicha, maybe you're ready for Mashiach, but Esav achicha, your brother, is still not ready for the Mashiach, and therefore he's coming to greet you with 400 men, and that's when Yaakov realizes he has to prepare. Which the next verse tells us about Yaakov, how he prepares himself to be able to approach Esav. Vayiro Yaakov, and Yaakov became afraid. Vayetzer loi, and he was distressed. Vayachet asam asharitei, and he divided the people that were with him, esatzoin, vesabakar, the flock and the cattle, v'agmalim, and the camels, l'shtei machanes, to 2 camps. Rashi, Vayira Vayetzer. Why does it say that he was afraid, frightened, and distressed? What's the double terminology? Vayira, he was afraid, Shema Yaharig, maybe he might get killed. Vayetzer loy im yarig hu esacherim, or he was afraid that he might have to kill other people as well. The Torah now continues into verse 9. Vayomer, and he said, Im Yov Yosef alamachana achas, if Yosef is going to come to one of the camps, v'iko, and he'll kill them, and they'll attack them. The remaining camp will be able to survive. Rashi, hamachana achas v'iko, the word machane, you'll notice here, was written, the word machane is machane ha'achas, that you take goes from male to female terminology. So if you look, machane meshamish loshen zachar, beloshen nekeva. So Rashi explains that the word machane can be at times used as a male terminology and as well as a female. And now he gives us different examples. For example, in Tehillim, in Tachana alay machana, arei lashon nekeva. So he's using a female, because Tachana. Ha-machana zeh, lashon zachar. V'chein yeshar dvarim, there's other things that we find where they can be used either in male or in female. L'mashamshum lashon zachar, lashon nekeva. And he now gives a few examples of different words which can be used in reference to male terminology and in female terminology as well. For example, before we said Hashem Yatz al ha'aretz, Miktzei Hashemayim moitza'oi, it doesn't say moitza'ah, which would be the female. So both of them were used in Zachar, male. Shemesh Zarcha al Hashemayim, the same Shemesh now that we used before male, now over here is using female, Zarcha and not Zarach. V'chein Ruach, the same thing would also be with Ruach, wind. You will see in the book of Eov, it says V'hinei Ruach Gedoy Labo, not Gadol. Harei loshen nekeva. Vayiga ba'arba pinas abayis. It doesn't say vatiga, it says vayiga, which is loshen zachar, which is male. Lashon Nekeva, the same idea is also V'ruach Gedela v'chazik mefarek harim. Ari Lashon Zachar, Lashon Nekeva, the same exact ruach is used at times, male and female. V'chein Eish, the same as with fire. V'Eish Yatzameis Hashem, Lashon Nekeva. And then Eish Loyet, which is Lashon Zachar. So Rashi brought us 4 different examples of words, nouns, that are at times used in connection with male terminology and sometimes female terminology. He says, and the remaining camp will survive. This is not a doubt that Yaakov has. This is a definite, meaning al korchai, or he will have to allow the remaining camp to be surviving. Why? Because I'm going to wage war against him. He's skinned. He prepared himself. 3 things: for a present, as we'll soon see. He sends him a gift. L'tfila, to prayer, u'lemilchama, and for war. Where do we see the 3 things that he prepared himself with? L'dayrim, with a present, because he says Vatavra mincha l'ponei, and send the present before me. L'tfila, because he says Alekei avi Avram, God the father of Avram. L'milchama, for war, because he says V'hayamachan anishar l'fleita, that the remaining camp will be able to survive after he wages the war against him. So we see that Yaakov prepared himself, though he knew that God told him that he's going to be okay, as we'll soon see. However, he did his ishtadlus, he did his effort in preparing himself to encounter Esav. And the 3 things that he did was sending gifts, prayer, and war. Verse 10, Vayomer Yaakov, and Yaakov says, Elekei avi Avram, the God, my forebear of Avram, Elekei avi Yitzchak, and the God, the forebear of my father Yitzchak, Hashem ha'omer alai, the God who said to me, Shuv la'artzecha, return to your land, u'lemadtecha, in the place of your birthplace, Ve'tivi imach, and I will make things go well for you. Elekei avi Yitzchak, why before did he say upachat Yitzchak? And we mentioned that Elekei avi is not said when a person is still alive. Lahalon, before with the words of love, and he said upoimer pachat Yitzchak. Ve'oid, and again Marsh Chazer v'Yizkir Shem HaMiyuchad. Why does he again say God's special name when he says Hashem ha'omer alai, the God who said to me? It just should have said the one who said to me, because he already said the God of a father, the God of Avram, and the God of father of Yitzchak. Why does he say again the God who told me to go back to the land of Israel? Hello, this is what Yaakov is saying. This is the prayer that Yaakov is saying before Hashem. You promised me, you guaranteed me 2 things. One, when I left my father's home from Beersheva, that you told me, Ani Hashem Elokei Avram Avicha Elokei Yitzchak, that you are the God of Avram, the God of Yitzchak. V'shama martili, and there you told me as well, Ushmarticha b'chol asher telech, I will protect you wherever you go. And so too, when I was in Lavan's home, you told me, Bebeis Lavan amartili, you told me, Shuv al eretz avisecha, return to your father's home, U'lilamadetcha, to your place of your birth, Ve'eya imach, and I'll be with you. V'sham, and there at that promise, Nigleis elai b'shem ha'miyuchad levadei, you revealed yourself with that name only with Lekei Avaisa. You did not say Avram and Yitzchak. As it says, Shenemer Vayemer Hashem al Yaakov Shuv al eretz avisecha. It says in the verse, God said to Jacob, return to your parents' home. And he does not say the God of a father, Avram and Yitzchak. And now, B'shtei Avtachos Eil, with these 2 promises that you told me in the past, that I will be protected, Ani bo lefanecha, I come to you and I pray before you that I should be protected. However, why was Yaakov concerned? If Yaakov had these 2 promises, why was he then concerned? And over here, verse 11, Yaakov says why he's concerned, although Hashem promised him twice that he'll be okay. Maybe I am no longer worthy of all the promises you gave me because of the kindness, mekalemis, and the truth, trustworthiness, that you did to your servant. Because I crossed the Jordan only with a staff. I had nothing left. But now, look what I have. I've become the head of 2 camps. So maybe I've used all those merits that were awarded to me. Let's see in Rashi. Rashi Katointi, verse 11. Meaning, I'm diminished in my merits because of the kindness and the trustworthiness that you have done with me. And therefore I'm afraid. Shema, maybe miftachtani, from the time that you promised me, and you said that everything was going to be all right. Nislachachti, I became dirty, meaning I've sinned, bechet, I have stumbled upon sin, and therefore v'yigrimli, this will cause me limasr b'yad Esav, that I should be given over into the hands of Esav, and therefore my merits will not be able to stand in, for me, and because of that, my sins may have caused me to fall prey to Esav. Mikola emes, because of the trustworthiness. What does this mean? The kindness that God has done to him. Amitas tevarecha, the trustworthiness of your words. Sheshamartali kol avtacha shiftachani, that you have actually kept all the promises that you have promised to me. Kibemakli, what does he mean with the staff he crossed the Jordan? And this is what he's saying. When I crossed the Jordan, I had nothing to my name. No silver, no gold, nothing. Medrash Haggadah. And the Medrash explains, what does this mean? That this is alluding to another miracle that happened, that while he was crossing the Jordan, how did he cross the Jordan River? He put a stick on the Jordan River, and that helped him split the river. That's the way he got across. Verse 12. Save me from my brother Esav. Because I am afraid. Maybe he will come and he will attack me, mothers and children alike. Rashi, miyad achi miyad Esav. Why does he double this terminology? Hinting to the fact, miyad achi, for my brother, he won't act like a brother to me. And what is he going to act? Like Esav HaRasha, like Esav the evil, who wants to kill me. Verse 13, Va'ata Marta, and you have said, I will surely make things go well for you. And I will make your descendants like the sand of the seashore. That will be too numerous to count. Verse 13, Rashi, why does he double the terminology? You will surely be good. It was good for me. That means in the house of Lavan, in your merit, I was protected there as well. And this is also, I will be good for me in the merit of my parents that you told me, and this merit of God of Avram and the God of Yitzchak, that I will be protected. And I will make your children and your descendants will be like the sand at the seashore. The question is, when did God ever tell this to Yaakov? He only told him that your children will be like the sand of the earth, not like the sand of the seashore. Ella, Yaakov was intended to Amarli. God told him when he left the house of Haran, I will not let you go out until I tell you you will be protected, and as I commanded and as I will do for you. And what did I do for you? Like I promised to Avram. What did he promise to Avram? Well, Avram Omar, and there was to Avram, he said, that I will make your children as plenty as the stars in the sky, and like the sand by the seashore. So being that Hashem promised it to Avram, and God told Yaakov that I'm going to give you everything that I promised Avram, so therefore at this point, he is also asking Hashem to save him, as he said. As interesting as well that we look in the words that Yaakov uses, Hatzileni no miyad. If you look at the words, the letters, the Balaturim says, Hey, Nun, Mem, makes it Haman. He was asking God, don't only protect me, but also my children and future generations from the evils of their times as well. This concludes the Torah reading for Sunday, the first Torah reading of Parshas Vayishlach.